Hey everyone, welcome to Anime Slushy. This is our spring 2021 anime season preview.
Yay! No, it's a taster preview.
Yeah. It's a preview to our own podcast.
It's like we're showing you what's on the menu for the slushy taster.
Yeah. We're going through the specials. So yeah, we haven't watched anything yet. We're just looking at the My Anime listing of everything that's coming up, and we're just going to go through and discuss a few of them, and that'll help you if you're one of our Patreons to make an informed decision when you vote for what we watch and don't watch.
Yeah, and in general, like it's amusing to look at anime listings because sometimes the things that are on there are pretty stupid and sometimes kind of interesting.
Yeah. All right. I might start with some of the stuff that I thought actually looked good,
All right.
just to sort of front load it a bit. One of the things that jumped out to me as looking quite good was Odd Taxi.
Yes. As soon as I saw the preview thing for this on Twitter, I was like, I'm watching that one. I need to know. I need to know about this Animal Crossing noir shit.
So this is by a studio I haven't heard of called Pony Canyon.
Oh, I've heard of Pony Canyon. I forget what the fuck else they've done.
Pardon me, sorry, they're the producers. The studios are OLM and Pix, which I don't know anything about either.
Oh, I don't know.
Okay, OLM does Pokemon. You might have heard of it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they do all the Pokemon.
All of them. Yeah, the style looks cute and simple enough that I think pretty much anyone could execute on it well as long as they have the right directors and such.
Yes. So the synopsis from Mal. In a city which should be familiar, there is the feeling of something a little different. Kotakawa is a taxi driver who lives an ordinary life, taxiing some quirky customers around. A slightly eccentric stranger who has no relatives nor any relations with other people. Kotakawa's hobby is to listen to Rakugo on the radio before going to bed. For the time being, the only people he can consider as friends are his family doctor, Goriki, and his high school classmates, Kakihana. Kabasawa, a college student who wants a buzz. Shirakawa, a nurse who's hiding something. A comedian group Homo Sapiens, who isn't selling well. The city hoodlum Dobu, and the rookie idol group Mystery Kiss. The conversations with these people, which should not have meant much, lead to a girl who disappeared.
Dun dun dun.
What we haven't mentioned is that all of the characters are anthropomorphic animals.
Yeah, it's very like Animal Crossing furries.
Yeah. Kodokawa, the main character, is a walrus. His doctor is a gorilla from the looks of things. And there's a bunch, they're all other different animals.
I fucking love this alpaca or whatever it is. It's cute.
Nurse alpaca. It looks cute. It has a cool style.
Yeah, I'm curious how like edgy and just how dark it is because there's definitely, it seems like there's a murder and then they're like noir and shit. But I mean, I'm also down for that. I'm down for seeing how that goes.
Yeah. Like, is it going to be like Taxi Driver, or is it just going to be like a light murder mystery with a bunch of other animals? But yeah, it looks really cute.
Hell yeah. So we're both interested in that.
There might be one that you guys don't even need to vote on. We might just actually just watch it.
Yeah, you can't stop me from watching that one.
Okay. What's one you're interested in?
Okay, so It, a mysterious immortal being, is sent to Earth with no emotions nor identity. However, it is able to take the shape of those around that have a strong impetus. At first, it is a sphere. Then, it imitates the form of a rock. As the temperature drops and snow falls, these summaries suck. It's like an overly literal description of the beginning of the show or whatever.
Yeah.
Anyways, fucking what's important is that it's a super depressing sci-fi by the creator that's both of our enemies because she wrote a silent voice, which we both think is bad. And it sounds like it's a super misery train in a similar vein. And Phoenix, you read some of it. It hurt.
Yeah, so this is To Your Eternity, which has been going on as a manga for quite a while at this point. There's many volumes. And yeah, I read the first chapter, which was about this sort of alien being coming to Earth. It finds a dead wolf. It assumes the form of the wolf. This is a very snowy Arctic sort of place, and he finds this kid living alone in an abandoned settlement, who like all of the people who were fit enough abandoned the settlement to try and find a paradise that was especially somewhere that didn't suck as much as this place. And so the kid tries to follow them, and he eventually finds out that they all died, and so he goes home to die. And then the alien takes his form and wanders off to have adventures. So that's the tone we're starting with.
Fucking spoilers.
No, it explains that in the synopsis. It says it right there.
Well, the synopsis fucking spoilers. But yeah, it sounds like a fucking sorrow fest. I want to see just how bad it is in that regard. I'm sure there will be a lot of like, isn't it so beautiful and deep how they suffer?
I wonder if the alien's going to bully someone and it'll be fine because the perspective of bullies is really interesting.
I mentioned at some point we were talking that like this and the guy from A Silent Voice is like there's this very sociopathic worldview, right? It's like, can you even understand other people?
Yeah. At least this time it's a fucking alien, so like it will be understandable why they don't.
Yeah, he has a better excuse.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm more interested in checking that out than Fiend because I don't think you want to.
I don't want to. I read the first issue and I was like, it's funny because I read the first issue because it was free became free with like a Crunchyroll subscription. And I was like, that was a bit depressing. And then I realized it was by the person who wrote A Silent Voice, and I was like, okay.
It all comes together. All right, what's next up in your interests?
Okay, so next up in my interest seems to be some sort of ad again called Super Cub.
Oh,
Now, here's the thing. This thing definitely looks like an ad for a particular brand of Honda sort of mini motorcycle called a Super Cub, which is apparently a very popular motorcycle. And I know this because the trailer tells you how many of them have been sold since it started selling them.
it has to be Super Cab, right? Why is it Super Cub?
It's just the way it's spelled. I don't know. The motorcycle itself is sort of halfway between a motorcycle and a scooter. But what this actual anime is about a girl. She's a second year high school student. She's got a pretty boring life. She has no parents, as all anime protagonists must, but no friends or hobbies or anything.
We said she's a high school girl. Goddamn, and I thought this was like an adult.
No, second year high school. Yeah, but then one day she spots a Super Cub and she buys it, and she wants to drive that around instead of riding to school. And then she makes some friends who also have different motorcycles, and they go on trips. Like, okay, so it's Moe Motorcycle Club.
Yeah.
Go watch the trailer because it has a kind of really pretty animation style that I quite liked. It's sort of slightly sketchy and stuff. I don't know. This looks like it might be a nice comfort watch, which I'm up for at the moment.
The Super Cub started being manufactured in 1958, Phoenix.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if it was an accidental mistranslation back then.
Honda have quite a few motorcycles like that are just, particularly in like Asia and Southeast Asia and stuff, where people don't necessarily get cars as much because the city's really tightly packed and shit. There's some models of Honda motorcycles that haven't changed much since the 50s and 60s that are still like sold and ridden everywhere.
Yeah, Taiwan was terrifying for that with all the scooters. Like, I couldn't imagine driving there because I feel like there are just so many.
Yeah.
They swarm around you.
We're from two countries where everyone has cars. That said, in like a country setting, there is a romanticism to the idea of having one of these little motorcycles where there's no traffic around. You can just scoot about.
Yeah.
So yeah, it looks. I don't know if there's a plot like at all, but it looks nice. It's based on a light novel.
Oh.
Yeah, it's made by Studio Kai. Oh, okay, no, I don't know anything else they did. They did a season of Fantasy Star and Seven Seeds. And I don't recognize anything else. No, I don't know. I'm going to watch this, see what happens.
Oh, excellent.
I generally go for the slice of life.
Yeah, I leave that one to you.
All right, what else is on your list?
All right. Oh, this is something that's definitely more of an interest for me and not for Phoenix. The World Ends With You, the animation.
Ah, yes.
So yeah, it's just the anime adaptation of fucking The World Ends With You games, which I did play back on the 3DS when they came out, or I mean when it came out. And it'll be interesting because I've forgotten most of the plot, and a lot of the plot is in like little side material that you have to try to read, and it's like really convoluted in a really weird way. So I'll be interested to see what the fuck the anime is like. And also because the style is so bold and stylistic, I'll be interested to see how well the anime is able to adapt it.
Like even for like a 3DS game, it had a really awesome style.
It was Nomura going like even harder than his ridiculous Kingdom Hearts aesthetic.
Okay, yeah, that should be interesting. Yeah, like I said, I never played it. It never got cheap enough for me to be interested in it because I think there's a Switch version now, but it's still like $60. I was like,
Yeah, fuck that. It's an old game.
All right.
All right, what's next on your docket?
I figure at some point we should probably talk about SSSS Dinosaur, or however you pronounce that.
Yeah, Dynazenon. It's the sequel to SSSS Gridman. And all the basic people are very excited.
Aw. Look, trigger shit always looks good.
No, I mean, I'm down for watching at least like the first few episodes. I did watch all of Gridman.
Yeah. I watched like the first 4 of Gridman or so, but it didn't quite grab me. I'm not totally sure why. The characters didn't quite grab me. The situation didn't, I don't know what it was. It just didn't catch me at all.
Hey, Trigger, hire some writers.
They get it right sometimes. It's fucking weird. Like, I might be alone in this, but I really did like the series of Little Witch Academy. And like, I know that the writing in places in there was pretty wobbly, but it's still like the characters were good. And it was fun enough. They stuck a lot of cool shit in there.
Yeah, Gridman is kind of like that, except shorter. But it's almost like they're trying to fit in too many like cute, quirky things, and so some characters will just like show up and leave, and you're like, who the fuck were you? Doesn't matter. Okay, bye. And so it's just kind of like you almost wanted it to have another season to kind of breathe more.
Mm. What was the last one they did? DNA. Like, I want someone to go to their office and get like a big sticky, stick it on the wall, and all it says is "Stop doing Holocaust." Fucking illusions.
I thought it was gonna be like stop doing racism, but that too.
That as well. Just stop talking about racism and the Holocaust, please.
I know they're super rad. Whoa, so cool. But please control yourself. Yeah, Dinazon. I'm not sure how I feel about these character designs compared to the other one. I thought the previous one had, I mean, it had Caliber, who's my husband. But the design I'm most interested in from this one is the girl that with like the kind of conductor uniform and the shorts. She looks like a pretty solid waifu design.
I'm happy to watch them do mecha shit. Because like that is something they seem to be unique, quite good at. Like, they're good at all animation, but like their mecha stuff in Gridman did look pretty cool.
Oh yeah, Gridman definitely felt like a labor of love.
Yeah.
It's just a bit of a mess.
Yeah. Trigger.
Well, at some point, I have to cover my obligatory mahos for this season.
Oh, are there mahos?
Blue Reflection Ray it seems to be some kind of spin-off of the PS3 game Blue Reflection, or was it PS4? But it was magical girls, but I think clearly, aimed at men and kind of skeevy. Which is too bad because it looked like really nicely animated and stuff, but this show does not look that nicely animated. It's kind of and I don't know if it's doing the actual story of the game or if it's some kind of spin-off, but I mean I'm seeing these girls, they're transforming, gotta take a look.
Yeah. You're required by law to watch anything that has girls with a transformation sequence.
Yeah. If you, listener, have played Blue Reflection, how'd you like it? And then if you say that it's good and then I find out that it is super skeevy, maybe judge you a little.
Aw. But also fair. Is there anything else to say about that one?
Not really, because I don't know a whole lot about the game itself. I feel like it had a kind of Persona element of like you do their daily life and then you do the RPG fighting, but that's about all I know about it.
So something else I was interested in because people say it's good. They could be lying, but people say it's good. I've been killing slimes for 300 years and maxed out my level.
Who are you talking to?
So this is one of this season's isekais. I'll give you the synopsis. Suddenly dying from overwork, salarywoman Akusa Aizawa finds herself before an angel, which allows her to reincarnate into a new world as an immortal witch, where she spends her days killing slimes for money on an otherwise eternal vacation. But even with the minimal experience points from slimes, will add up after hundreds of years, and Asusa discovers that she accidentally reached the maximum level. Fearing that her strong abilities will attract work and force her back to a life of overexertion, she decides to hide her strength in order to preserve a peaceful lifestyle. Despite her efforts, tales of the max level Witch of the Plateau spread across the land, and a proud dragon named Raika shows up looking to test their strength against her. Even though Asusa defeats and befriends Raika, problems arise as both friends and foes come looking for the secluded witch. Believe it or not, this is based on a light novel. One thing I have heard about this character is that she is canonically ace, which I thought was sort of interesting. Yeah.
Wait, who told you she was canonically ace, though? Was it like a trusted person?
From memory, it was someone who's I could generally trust, yes.
Okay.
I think I will have a look at this one, because I have people that I mostly trust have said that it's actually pretty good and cute.
Yeah, I thought the premise sounded pretty cute, but when I watched the trailer, I was like, because there's a lot of like same moe anime face girls, and I was kind of like, this looks more obnoxious than it sounds from the description.
I mean, it might be like that Shield girl one that was from a little while ago.
Oh, Bofuri.
Yeah, it's animated by Revaroot, but I'm gonna give this one a go. You're not wrong in saying that it looks a bit same facey, but I don't know. I've got to watch at least one isekai from time to time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
What else do you see?
Well, let's see. Oh yeah, so something that kind of interested me, but I have a feeling is Sentoin Haken Shimasu. How do they usually translate this fucking shit? Combatants will be dispatched. So the big thing about this is that it's by the same guy as Konosuba, the like super comedy isekai famous one.
Oh, okay.
And apparently it's about a horrible villain man sent by a villain dispatch group to do villainous things in an isekai world with a little robot girl that I assume is sexy. And it supposedly is very funny, but anime, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like I could see it being kind of funny in a kind of just like not giving a fuck way, like just stupid things happening, but I don't know, anime.
It's being animated by JC Staff, who obviously have done a lot of stuff.
Oh yeah, it's solid.
Most recently, I think like One Punch Man season 2.
Oh, that was a bit of a downgrade.
Mm. The premise, yeah, it's one of those ones where like it could work. It's hard to tell.
And for this one, it seems like something that if the guy is like lecherous or whatnot, it might be way more uncomfortable animated than written.
Yeah, yeah, very true.
So, possibility for me.
Possibility. Okay. Also on my possibility list, because I've done at least one of these already. Let's Make a Mug 2, which is this season's Moe Girls in a Club anime. So the last one I watched was the one about Days of the Breakwater, which was the one about Moe Girls go fishing. This one is about Moe Girls making pottery.
I love it. I love the increasingly specific Moe Girl Club anime.
Well, they're just running out of things they can do.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, I think I had you rate their designs of the main four. Yeah, they are what they are. It's one of those things where this could be fun, this could suck. It's really hard to tell. It could just be really boring. Like Breakwater wasn't particularly engaging, I thought.
Yeah, it could be really boring to anyone who doesn't happen to care about pottery.
That's the thing. Like, I know that there were some people who watched Breakwater who said I used to fish, and I kind of dug it because it reminded me of that stuff, which is like the whole purpose of shows like this.
Yeah.
The same way that people who were like did dancing and acting really kind of can latch on to review Starlight, which made a lot of sense. In which case, like some of the work is done for you, and it doesn't matter if the characters are a bit sort of straightforward.
Yeah, but a really solid one like Yuru Camp will get you in even if you're not into that hobby.
Yeah. I've been meaning to watch that for a while, actually. Everyone on the Discord keeps talking about it, and it looks cute.
It's solid. My main problem was I like the main girl. I don't like some of the side girls. I don't care what they're doing. Please stop showing me them. Take me back to the main girl.
I was going to say, you can tell, generally it's a good sign if a Moe Club anime gets a second season. Because, like,
Yeah.
if they don't take off, they go.
Yeah. All right. So next on my interest list is Godzilla Singular Points.
Oh, yes.
Poo. I don't know much about it other than Super Godzilla and Studio Bones and Studio Orange are both involved. Which they did the good 3D animes, Land of the Lustrous and Beastars. So I assume they're handling the 3D of it. And it looks like something for fucking Godzilla dorks, which I mean, this might be fun if it's made with love by Godzilla dorks.
They've been getting served pretty well lately, because there's been like, I don't know if they're any good, but there's been a series of those, live action Godzilla movies, one of which was done by our boy Gen.
Oh no, Gen did like a series of 3D animated movies,
Oh, did he?
which were really weird because we were watching the first one and it's like fucking they're like in a spaceship in space and it's all about how Godzilla is like super nuclear space level thing and I'm like, is this even? Did you want to make something about Godzilla? It seems very not like it's about Godzilla.
Oh, okay. Well, still, there's been a fair bit of Godzilla content lately.
Yeah, it's a renaissance.
I don't know if any of it's any good.
So that's the kind of thing that's like a maybe. If people wanted to vote for it, I would check it out.
Mhm.
But I don't know.
Okay. I was looking at one of the other isekais called The Saint's Magic Power is Omnipotent. Are you familiar with this one at all?
No, say it in Japanese.
Seijo no Meryoku ba wa
Okay, yeah, I found it.
wa no desu.
Oh, this was actually, yes, I have heard of this one.
It's one of those ones that I think we talked about before, the idea of. It's the person who gets sucked into the isekai and just sort of goes, fuck it, and goes and starts a shop instead of actually doing the isekai stuff. In this case, it's because, like, the ritual that summons the person from the other world is going to save this world summons two people and everyone likes the other person better.
Yeah, apparently because she's like a teenage high school girl, so everyone just assumes like this must be the real hero. This 20-year-old office worker, pfft,
Yeah.
you're basically an old woman.
So she goes off and starts a potions and cosmetics shop. Again, potential to work, potential to be nothing.
Yeah, I did hear some good things about it on like some list of most anticipated, and I was like, oh, that sounds like it could potentially be actually kind of cute.
The studio's Dio Media. Trying to see if they've done anything else.
Dio.
I don't think it's Dio's animation studio.
Dio Medea. Oh, Aho girl. Oh, domestic girlfriend. Oh no. Oh no.
I don't know. The posters for the other anime they've done look pretty trash.
Yeah.
No, either way, you never can tell. But yeah, that's another one on my isekai list that you can vote for me to watch because I wouldn't mind at least checking that one out a bit.
Okay.
Yeah. And I have to watch some isekai. I can't not.
Well, yeah, you have a legal obligation. So something that look kind of funny and like I don't know, it might be enjoyable is Bishonen Tante Dan, aka Pretty Boys Detective Club.
Oh, yeah. I've seen this one.
It just has a very distinctive cover because of these like ridiculous pinstripe skinny pants that these boys are wearing.
Mm. One of the boys kind of looks like Hans Christian Andersen from Fake Go.
You said it before I did. But yes, he's like Hans, except he like has a super ridiculous pretty boy face. And until I saw that, I was like, oh, it's my Hans. Ooh, not my son, not my son. But yeah, let's see. Mayumi Dojima, a second year student at the exclusive Yubiwa Academy Middle School, has lost something. A star she glimpsed just once, 10 long years ago. What? But help is on the way, the form of an unofficial, secretive, and thoroughly mysterious pretty boy detective club, rumored to solve problems within the school, most of which they themselves might as well created. For reasons aesthetic rather than financial, these 5 gorgeous boys sweep Mayumi into their world of excitement, danger, and overwhelming beauty.
So this is some sort of bishy anime for people who like bishy boys.
Yeah, kind of reverse harem kind of thing, it sounds like.
Yeah.
So I don't know, might be amusing. Could definitely put it on my vote list.
Okay. Yeah, you might enjoy it for the reasons unintended, but yeah.
Oh, it's by Studio Shaft, so it might have some buck wild visuals.
They're gonna have head tilts. Can't not have head tilts.
Oh god, the heads are gonna break right off their necks this time.
So something else I've been meaning to check out, and might be a good time because part 2 is out, is the movie version of Fate Grand Order Camelot that's come out.
We're already getting into movies.
Well, I'm just jumping around.
Yeah.
So Camelot was one of the singularities in Fate Go that was like quite good writing-wise. Had a lot of good characters in it, including Bedivere, a very good boy. Now, we watched a bit of the Babylon anime, and I wasn't all that crash hot and kind of leery.
Well, of course.
For me, part of it is just that they went with the fucking male protagonist. He's just a lot more boring.
I don't want to look at him.
Yeah. Guriko is just, I mean, it's partly because of the way that those silly comics have done her, but she does generally have a bit more chaos energy. It just feels like she does. So she's just more interesting than the fucking nothing boy.
That might have been why they used the nothing boy, actually, just because they didn't want people to be expecting different characterization.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind having a look at it, to be honest, and maybe talking about how it does Camelot. I think one of the reasons people liked it is it was a pretty buck-wild singularity in terms of what was going on, because it's like, so...
How far are we going to get into this?
I'll just explain the setup. When you get there, so what's happened is you're in the middle of the Middle East, and for some reason, Camelot has been transported into the Middle East, but also Egypt from the time of Ozymandias, who's also there. And they're sort of in this weird sort of standoff war. And then there's the people who were just living in the Middle East at the time, which includes the assassins, like all the Hassan assassins. And you partner up with Bedivere, who seems to be the only remaining knight from the Round Table who hasn't gone nuts, because they're all supporting the Lion King, which is the version of Atoria who grew up and became an adult because she never took Excalibur. She started fighting with Ringo Myriad, which is this big lance that can like destroy nations. It's Fate. It's wild. But even by the standards of the stuff that happens in Fate Go, this one was pretty nuts.
Yeah.
But there was a lot of good shit in it. So I wouldn't. This is one of the movies that I was like, I wouldn't mind checking out at some point. They just got to do a Shinjuku movie now, and then I'll be happy.
Hell yeah. All right, so something that I'm kind of interested in is Shaman King 2021.
Okay.
So Shaman King, it was in Shonen Jump back during the very brief period, like in my teenage years, where I actually got Shonen Jump. So it was right in there with like Naruto and Bleach and everything. But so it had its following, but I don't think it ever quite took off the way that they did. So it was really surprising to me that suddenly they're doing a new adaptation of it.
Yeah.
And I just remember that this boy is like kind of antisocial. He has headphones and he's just like a cool, casual guy. And he's got to fight other people who also have summons. I guess they're all shamans, so they all have like a ghost friends that they fight with like Pokemon. And that's my main memory of it. But yeah, I'm just kind of interested that they're adapting it again. I wonder how fancy of an adaptation it will be and whatnot.
The style does look, I don't want to say out of date, but it does look kind of 90s.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like in a fun way. Like it reminded me a bit of Skate, actually.
Yeah. It's just like, why now? Okay.
Yeah. Something to do, I guess.
So yeah, I'm down.
All right. Okay, so I was looking at the O&As this season, and something that caught my eye was a Netflix anime series called Eden.
The robots.
Yeah, with robots, just to give you the synopsis. The sci-fi sci-fi series Eden is set 1,000 years into the future, where the city known as Eden 3 is inhabited solely by robots whose former masters vanished a long time ago. On a routine assignment, 2 farming robots accidentally awaken a human baby girl from stasis, questioning all they were taught to believe, that humans were nothing more than a forbidden ancient myth. Together, the 2 robots secretly raise the child in a safe haven outside Eden. Looks like it could be cute.
Well, that could be cute.
Yeah. The poster looks nice. I haven't watched the trailer. The studio that's doing it has nothing else listed as anything they've done. Yeah.
X-Arm.
I don't know if it's quite that situation.
Could it be the next X-Arm? No, I don't think so.
No, I'd hope not.
There will never be another X-Arm.
This sounds a lot nicer. Yeah, I don't think, yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing will ever take Exam from your heart. How did you feel about Exam in the N-Cube?
Anime of the year.
How did you rate it on your Mal rating system?
Okay, to be honest, I only gave it an 8. But, you know, 8 is pretty damn high for me.
8 is very good on the Mal rating system.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it was very good.
It's only 2 steps below Masterpiece.
Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't quite call it a masterpiece because sometimes they are just talking and not making funny faces, but it's pretty close.
Yeah, Eden could be cool. And being Netflix, it should all come out at the same time whenever it does come out. So
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Always a delight.
it's not coming out till May, which might delay the podcast a bit. But I guess we'll see.
Oh, yeah, you might not want to add that to the voting then.
Yeah, possibly not.
Or I don't know. I guess we'll figure it out. So the one thing, normally we don't really cover sequels. So I guess we cut Dinosaur kind of counts. I'm not even sure with that one.
Mhm.
But Zombieland Saga Revenge, I'm watching that. No one can stop me. It's not going to be on the poll because I am going to watch it. I'm so glad they got a season 2. I want to know more about the fucking escort lady because she was always interesting to me, but they didn't really do much with her first season. It's a good show.
Yeah, I wanted to like it so badly. I really did.
Oh, you didn't?
It just made me sad.
Oh, that's right. I just remembered. I remembered why you didn't like it. No, don't tell them.
Yeah, I don't know what it was. There was just something about the main girl and being dead and all of them being dead. I was just like, I wanted to like it. I wanted to ignore that part of it because obviously not really meant to think about that aspect of it, but there was just something about it that just made me a bit sad and I just couldn't enjoy it. I don't know what it is.
It's so sweet though.
Yeah.
It's like, but they're dead girls. They didn't want to die. Why are we all laughing?
They didn't want to die and they're not going to get to do the things they wanted to do and it's just a bit sad.
No, they can still do everything they wanted to do, but as Zambos, and it's gonna be fine, and they're gonna have a wonderful unlife.
Yeah, but like for the chunk that I watched, the main girl doesn't even like know who she was. She just got stuck in this weird fucking situation. I don't know.
Oh yeah, it does. The last 2 episodes of the first season, or maybe it's even this the last episode, they do try to bring it around to like an emotional climax, but it sucks and it's not very good.
Oh, well, there you go. Yeah, I don't know. It's just one of those things where it's like, I don't know. I don't know why it made me so sad, but it did.
No, that's awesome.
It's awesome.
Well, I don't know. It's just like obviously like it's not something most people think about. Everyone just kind of takes it for granted. So I just like the idea of you being like, yeah, but it fucking sucks that they're dead, and like taking that seriously more than most people. I don't know. It's a nice thought. I like it.
I just can't stop thinking about it when I watch it. So yeah.
Yeah. Hey, that's media for you.
Oh, okay. So one that I did have on my actually interested list. I have 3 lists: actually interested, sort of interested, and lol. The last one on my actually interested list was Vivi Fluorite's Eye Song.
Yeah. What the fuck is this?
Nearland, an AI complex theme park where dreams, hopes, and science intermingle. Created as the first ever autonomous humanoid AI, Vivi acts as an AI cast for the establishment. To fulfill her mission of making everyone happy through songs, she continues to take the stage and perform with all her heart. However, the theme park was still lacking in popularity. One day, an AI named Matsumoto appears before Vivi and explains that he has traveled from 100 years into the future with the mission to correct history with Vivi and prevent a war between AI and humanity. It is set to take place 100 years later. I don't know. What sort of future will encounter the two AI with different missions redraw? This translation isn't great. This is the story of AI destroying AI. AI Diva Vivi's 100-year journey begins. I don't know. AI. They sing.
Yeah, it's interesting because the setup made me think it was gonna be like a nice Vocaloid kind of thing, and then all of a sudden it was like war, future war.
Hi, I'm here to stop a war. Yeah.
What the fuck?
It's. Have you seen the posters and stuff for this one?
Yeah, that's why it was like it looks kind of Vocaloid-ish.
Yeah, it does. It has a touch of that. Also, just the idea of it's this Vocaloid's job to make everyone happy. That just reminded me of that one Miku song.
Oh, had the Happiness and Peace of Mind Committee.
Yeah, I don't think it's dystopian like that, but it did make me think of that.
It's your duty.
When are they going to make a proper Vocaloid anime?
They announced it. They're gonna do it. Remember?
Yeah. But I'm not sure.
Yeah.
You had a cool idea for one. I'm not sure the one they're going to do is like going to be like that.
Yeah, we'll see. And if it sucks, call me, motherfuckers. I'll write your new Vocaloid anime.
But anyway, yeah, I don't know. No idea how this one's going to turn out. But I was sort of intrigued by the premise and the setting. So yeah.
Yeah.
What else you got?
So the next one is that I'm maybe interested in is Shadow's House. Wait a second. Did they fucking, when they wrote the romaji for it, did they just fuck it up? Yeah, because the Japanese title is Shadow House, and then below it says Shadow's House. Oh my god, Japan, you need to get like one person.
Oh.
But anyways, it's based on a manga, and it's faceless shadow nobles live in a vast mansion attended by a living dolls who spend much of their time cleaning up the soot endlessly emitted by their mysterious masters. Following the story of Imi Leiko, a young and cheerful living doll, as she learns her duties serving as the attendant of the Kate Shadow Sama.
Ooh.
So it's like the nobles that they work for are like literally black silhouette people,
Mm.
and then the dolls like just look like normal anime people, and it's just like one of those things where it's like I have no idea what the fuck you're doing here, so that kind of intrigues me.
I think the only danger sign, there was an anime from last season where we had no idea what they were doing, but it looked and seemed interesting, and then things turned out very badly. And the
Oh, you're talking about Eggy?
Shadow House has something in common with that one because they're both by Cloverworks.
Oh no, but this one's an adaptation.
Oh, okay.
So if it's bad, it was already bad.
It wasn't Cloverworks' fault.
You can be comforted knowing that.
Yeah, it does look intriguing. The poster's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that could be interesting.
So,
That's starting very soon as well. I think it's starting next week on April 11th.
fuck. It cometh.
Yes. In terms of what I'm sort of interested in looking at, there is a compilation movie of one of the more recent series of Yamato, 2202. I wouldn't mind checking that out. I haven't had really a chance to watch any Yamato yet, but I've always wanted to, and I've heard that the 2202 stuff is pretty good, like it's animated better and stuff. Years ago, I did on sale buy a DVD box set of the entirety of the original Yamato, which I think in over here was called Star Blazers. It's a very old anime. It was a little tricky to watch. I had a hard time getting into it, but I've always been intrigued by the big silly concept of Yamato in general.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a ship in space.
Yeah, particularly considering like knowing a little bit of World War II history and about the actual Yamato. Like one of the biggest battleships Japan made, it was a big source of national pride, and like most battleships during that war, it didn't do much and then sank. So it's like that they went and made this series where the Yamato goes to space. Always sort of like it just always kind of amused me. And I've always been interested in having a look at it. I like space.
It's pretty cool.
I wouldn't mind checking out the compilation movie, seeing what that's like.
Yeah. So the last thing that I have a legit interest in is Sayonara Watashi no Kramer, which is about girls playing soccer and is based on a manga that was written by the same person as Your Lie in April.
Ooh.
So it sounds like it might actually be interesting and good. And it's about girls playing soccer, which is nice whenever there's like a sports anime about girls.
Yeah. Sports anime, like it's a bit like the Moe Club anime. They can be dull, or they can be like an opportunity to take a pretty straightforward framework and do something interesting.
Oh yeah, and considering it's Your Lie in April person, I assume drama happens.
Yeah. You assume that something interesting might happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, that sounds all right. There's usually like one or two decent sports anime.
Yeah. It's like I don't even know if that's a proper sports anime or if that's just kind of like the vague framework that drama happens around.
Yeah.
Guess there's only one way to find out. Pew, 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 pew.
You know that Pro DZ video of before and after you start watching a sports anime?
No.
It starts with them going netball anime. I don't want to watch a fucking netball anime, and then it like cuts to afterwards, and he's sobbing while explaining how the intricacies of netball.
Oh yeah. He knows what's up.
Yeah.
Okay, so are those? Because I want to talk about some lulz ones.
Oh yeah, I do too. I think. Well, but let me kick off the lulz with one that I noted down. Fairy Ranmaru, I will help you with your heart. Now, this is about what appears to be a sort of snack bar, which if you haven't read Let's Speak English or you don't know otherwise, is a bar where you're essentially people are paid to sort of hang out with you and have conversations with you and kind of be your friend.
It's like a host club but skeevier.
Yeah, so this is about a host club with a bunch of boys in it. I'm not actually interested in watching this. I just wanted to bring up the fact that the bar is called Bar F, which I don't think they realize just spells barf.
Again, get one person who speaks English, please.
So it's about a bunch of pretty boys who work at Bath, wiping away their clients' tears and causing smiles to bloom like flowers. Did you know, Cube, they take no payment, aside from stealing their clients' hearts.
Damn. I actually watched the trailer for it and it looks like a fucking magical boy anime. Like they're doing magical boy shit. And I'm like, but what does this have to do with the bar? What?
It does, like it mentions that the bar is mysterious, so maybe it is like, maybe there's a bit of magic? I don't know.
Well, yeah, aren't they elf boys?
This one's also produced by Pony Canyon
Ah.
and done by Studio Comet. Anyway, yeah, that's something you could make me watch, I suppose.
Okay, here's one I'm absolutely not going to watch, but I just have to read the description to you guys because anime is a mistake. So, hige o soru, soshite josikosei wa hiro, or I shaved, then I brought a high school girl home.
Yeah.
Just check this shit. Office worker Yoshida has been crushing on his coworker Airi Goto for 5 years. Despite finally scoring a date with her, his confession is promptly rejected. Drunk and disappointed, he stumbles home only to find a high school girl sitting on the side of the road. The girl, needing a place to stay at night, attempts to seduce Yoshida. Despite rejecting her advances, he nevertheless invites her into his apartment. The next morning, the girl, introducing herself as Sayu Ogiwara, reveals that she has run away from Hokkaido all the way to Tokyo. During her 6-month spree, she continually traded sexual favors for a roof over her head. Yoshida, however, remains unswayed by her seduction. Instead, he has her do a different kind of work, one that entails washing dishes and doing laundry. And so a touching relationship between a heartbroken adult and a runaway high school girl begins.
Gee, I wonder where this is going to go.
What do you mean even where it's going to go? It's already he has her do the much more wholesome thing of domestic slave labor and isn't that romantic?
I mean, isn't they're eventually going to like fall in love and have sex. It's just, yeah, anime's a mistake.
Yeah, just the idea was like he has her do something that's much more wholesome, is keeping house for him like she's his fucking wife.
Yeah, instead of taking her to a child protection agency or something. On that note, there's another series called It's Too Sick to Call This Love, a Koikomo. Have you heard of this one?
Oh yeah, this is the other salaryman and high school girl romance of this one anime season.
Yeah, once you fall for someone, you can't stop the love. A strange encounter spurs the meeting of Amakusa Ryo, a high-spec businessman who is loose with women, and his high school sister's best friend, Arima
Best friend. It doesn't matter what her name is.
Ichika. From there, he falls madly in love. On one hand, he approaches her with almost too straightforward methods, while she responds simply disgusted, insulting him without hesitation. And he takes it as her way of showing love. This is a romantic comedy about a twisted elite employee and a normal otaku high school girl. I know from people who have told me about this that eventually they hook up.
Well, yeah. I like that you make it sound like, oh, bad spoilers, the romance between these two is a romance between these two.
Yeah, I know, but like, apparently it doesn't take that long either. Like, it becomes pretty clear. And it's just like, fuck this. Fuck you, fuck
Oh,
this.
fuck, it's a web manga.
Yeah.
I will say, like, it does seem like it has a lot of shoujo vibes, so I wonder if it's like trash shoujo romance. I mean, even so, like, it would still make me uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But it does look very trash shoujo romance.
The part of that for me is that, like, it plays off this idea at first where she keeps rejecting him and telling him to fuck off, and he just keeps pushing it.
Yeah, but that makes it even better that he just wants her so much, Phoenix.
Yeah.
Like she's pure and chaste and not horny at all. But this boy, this hot boy, is just so insistent.
Yeah. Like, that's like, this feels different to like fucking Usagi dating a college student in fucking Sailor Moon. This feels like a much grosser fantasy, even if it is like a...
No, yeah, it is. It is still like, if that's your trash, you can have it over there, other women, and I'll be over here.
Yeah. So what else you got?
Speaking of horrible descriptions for series, the rom-com where the childhood friend won't lose, Osamake.
Oh.
God, I love that it's in first person. That makes it even worse. My childhood friend Shida seems to have feelings for me. She lives next door and is small and cute with an outgoing character. She's a caring Onesan type, this being one of her greatest strengths. But I already have my first love, the beautiful idol of our school and the award-winning author, Kachi. Thinking about it rationally, I should have no chances with her. But while walking home from school, she only talks to me with a smile even. I might actually have a chance, don't you think? Or so I thought. But then I heard that Shirokusa already has a boyfriend and my life took a turn for the worse. I want to die. Why is it not me? Even though she was my first love. As I was drowning in despair and depression, Kuroha whispered, if it's that tough for you, then how about we get revenge?
Yeah. That's a light novel.
Get revenge on her for having a boyfriend. It's great.
Yeah. This is like a slightly milder version of that one about the kid who realizes he's not the main character in his own story from a couple of seasons ago.
Oh, yeah. Ugh.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just still like, what is the revenge? And why does she deserve it for having another boyfriend? And oh, God, man.
This girl spoke to me and was friendly with me, even though she had a boyfriend. Ugh.
She friend-zoned me.
Sucks.
Anime is cancel.
Speaking of anime is cancel and this sucks, I feel like we probably should mention the fact that Yuki Yuna is getting some sort of chibi anime thing.
Oh yeah, it has the three different Yukis because there's the main one from the original show. There's the one that's exactly identical to her from the past, which is interesting because she hasn't gotten an anime yet. And there's the one that I think is specifically from the Gotcha, who's like weird and evil. So of course she has a tan, and I guess they're all hanging out. I assume it's to advertise the Gotcha game.
Yeah. Set in the year 300 of the era of the gods, heroes and shrine maidens were summoned after a crisis befell on the sacred pedo tree. They didn't say pedo tree. The Sanchu Middle School Hero Club was transformed into a bountiful household with 27 of them gathered together. Headed by someone who has a strong sense of companionship, Fu, she is determined to make it into an Udon Hero Club.
Wow, sounds really wacky.
Neither of us are watching this. You can't make us.
Sounds super wacky.
We're not putting it on the list.
It's even Maho's, but you can't make me.
If you haven't listened to it, because it was one of our early ones, but I think it's on the YouTube now, go listen to us talking about Yuki Yuna. Because of all the cursed magical girl shows we've watched, I don't think anything has topped Yuki Yuna on reflection.
Yeah, in terms of just like fucking wildness to describe.
Wildness to describe, but also like really fucking gross. Genuinely like sort of pedophilic in some ways.
Oh yeah. Season 3. If they're just gonna keep increasing how pedophilic it is, can't wait for season 3.
Man. But yeah, go and watch that. Because yeah, honestly, nothing stopped it.
Hell yeah.
What else you got?
That's all the anime I'm interested in or want to make fun of.
Oh, okay, I've got a few more. I don't necessarily want to make fun of this, but there is a movie coming of The Way of the House Husband.
Oh yeah.
Which is interesting because there's also going to be a live action series too.
Wait, you said it's a movie?
I think it's a movie, yeah.
It says ONA.
Oh, sorry, ONA, yeah, okay, so maybe there's a few episodes. The listing doesn't have the number of episodes or how many there's going to be yet. Another one by JC Staff. If you haven't heard of The Way of the House Husband, it's a comedy manga that's been out for a bit about a former gangster who marries a nice lady and settles down and becomes like the stay-at-home husband. And
you've probably seen a few pages of it going around Twitter that pretty much tell you all you need to know from what I understand.
Yeah, it's one of those things that feels like it would have worked better as a 4-coma. Because I read a bunch of it and it did start to get very repetitive in terms of like, he's a scary looking former gangster, but he's doing housewife stuff. Ah! It's like, occasionally it was funny. And also occasionally it would like do something kind of new. Like there was a good thing where he runs into some of his, like an old gangster he knew while he's walking his dog. And he's got like a Shina Ibu. And the gangster has like some scary looking dog. And they're both just like talking about how cute each other's dogs look.
Hell yeah.
And then like the old gangster, this gangster person he knew, like throws him in his car and says, "Get in the fucking car." And he's like, "Where are we going?" "Shut up, you don't need to know." And then when they arrive, they just arrive at a dog park and they have a fun day with their dogs, throwing sticks and things.
That's pretty cute.
Yeah, it's like so occasionally it's cute, but most of the time it's just the same joke over and over again from what I saw.
Yeah.
But that said, it could work. Like if it's just a short series, it could work for long enough. So it might be worth checking out.
Yeah, I remember the art of in the manga looking pretty good too. So hopefully it's animated pretty well.
It looked nice. It was quite well put together. Yeah.
All right, what else you got?
Another one I noticed that I don't want to watch is Don't Toy With Me, Miss Nagatoro. Have you seen this one?
Oh, yeah, that's one of the ones that's like right at the top, and I'm like, nope.
High schooler Nagatoro loves to spend her free time doing one thing, and that is to bully her senpai. After Nagatoro and her friends stumble upon the aspiring artist's drawings, they find enjoyment in mercilessly bullying the timid senpai. Nagatoro resolves to continue her cruel game and visits him daily, so that she can force senpai into doing whatever interests her at the time, especially if it makes him uncomfortable.
Oh no.
Note the next line. Slightly aroused by and somewhat fearful of Nagatoro, senpai is constantly roped into her antics as his interests, hobbies, appearance, and even personality are used against him as she entertains herself at his expense.
Look at these fucking manga covers.
Yeah. As time goes on, senpai realizes he doesn't dislike her presence, and the two of them develop an uneasy friendship as one patiently puts up with the antics of the other. Yeah, this is just light dom sub, the anime, except not really consensual.
And it looks very trash.
Yeah. The studio is Telecom Animation Film, which sounds fake. It just sounds like...
Yeah. This is the studio that did fucking Tower of God. And
Jesus.
Obviously that was not very professional looking.
Okay, I just got to get you to look at the cover of this one, Cube. Baki, Most Evil Death Row Convicts Special Anime.
Oh, yeah, that's one, like, it has a bunch of really terrifying muscles and shit in the manga, and it looks really gross.
Yeah, one of those.
Wait, okay, there's something I need you to see too, though, because The Daughter of 20 Faces. So I don't know what the fuck this is, but I just need to show Phoenix this one image because there's a character in it that, I mean,
Ah,
I mean, hi, Ruby.
yeah, she looks familiar.
Hi, Ruby.
There's a handful of other ones, but to be honest, I think we could probably just leave it here. Like, I was looking at, like, Tokyo Revengers, Eden Zero, 86, Mars Red, and, Duran, the Princess of Snow and Blood, but I don't know. None of them seem particularly interesting.
Yeah, some of those looked kind of interesting to me, but when I looked at the animation, it looked pretty darn cheap. So I was like, probably not a big thing.
Yeah, and the descriptions are kind of generic.
Yeah.
There's, like, one about vampires living amongst us. Wow.
Can you believe it?
Duran's Princess of Snow and Blood is one about an alternate history Japan where the Tokugawa shogunate never ended.
Yeah, it looks very like female revenge fantasy, bloody, gory thing, but
Yeah.
it doesn't look very. It looks a bit budget.
Yeah.
So it could be kind of fun, but could be eh.
Yeah, it's like a 1931 Tokugawa shogunate, but also there's magic. Cool.
Ooh.
Who knows? One other thing I did want to mention was I've never watched any Fruits Basket, but I always got the impression it was kind of slice of lifey.
For a while it is, but you need to understand that all these boys hide a deep, deep inner angst. It's now time for that deep angst to come to the surface.
I was going to say, because the poster for the final season of Fruits Basket looks so serious.
Hell yeah.
And kind of like dark and mysterious and shit. Have you seen the poster?
Yeah. And yeah, I remember because like the guy that's in charge of this Zodiac family thing is like super fucked up and I think like very abusive.
Right.
So she has to heal all of them with her magical shoujo protagonistness. Like you do.
Like you do. All right. Well, that's a bunch of anime that we could watch.
I just like to say that's a bunch of anime.
Yeah, that is a nice big pile of anime.
You hear about all that anime? It's a fucking bunch of anime. But yeah, so obviously we'll have the poll that patrons can vote for which ones we actually watch. If one of these piqued your interest, then you can vote for it. And otherwise, maybe watch some of these yourselves.
Yeah, you can make us watch good stuff. You can make us watch bad stuff. However your fancy takes you. Just bear in mind, like, I feel like last poll, it did feel like people were going out of their way to be nice to us. You don't have to do that. I am okay with watching some trash because I know that, like, watching trash can make for a fun episode, you know, occasionally. Like, you know, I watched Oscar. I watched Ore. I think they were pretty fun episodes.
This is the problem with people being all nice and liking us. You guys need to fucking stop.
We need to be punished.
No, don't. Now this is sounding like one of the anime premises. But yeah, if something sounds like it's bad but would be like kind of funny to shitpost about, then you can vote for that one too.
I'm still grateful none of you made us watch Jobless or that other really awful one from last season.
Oh, Healer.
Yeah,
whatever.
redo it. Yeah, they both sounded like
Fucking pass.
they sounded like beyond funny bad and just actually bad.
Yeah. No thanks.
Yeah.
But all right. Yes. Have a nice anime, everybody.
Have a nice anime. We'll be back soon with more anime.
Fresh anime.
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 Anime.